Philosophical influence refers to the profound and lasting impact that philosophical ideas have on individuals, societies, and the broader world. This concept encompasses the way in which philosophical thought shapes intellectual discourse, cultural norms, ethical standards, and even governance systems. Such influence is significant in the context of the topic, from Plato to present, Philosophies that set the world alight, as it recognizes the enduring power of philosophical thought to ignite change and inspire progress throughout history. The significance of philosophical influence is illustrated in its ability to underpin major societal shifts and guide innovation. One classic example is the impact of Platonic philosophy on Western thought. Plato's exploration of ideal forms and the nature of reality set the foundations for Western metaphysics and epistemology, influencing countless generations of thinkers and leaders. His ideas about justice, governance, and the role of the philosopher have persisted through time, echoing in modern democratic ideals and encouraging the pursuit of a just society. Another example is the influence of Enlightenment philosophy in the 17th and 18th centuries, which revolutionized the way humanity perceived itself and its governing structures. Philosophers like John Locke introduced concepts of individual rights and government by consent, which were instrumental in shaping modern democracies, including the founding principles of the United States. Supporters of philosophical influence argue that philosophy is essential for critical thinking and moral reasoning. It provides the frameworks through which we understand complex issues, make rational decisions, and envision better futures. Critics, however, might argue that philosophical ideas can be esoteric or overly theoretical, lacking practical applicability in today's fast-paced world. Some might also contend that certain philosophies may reinforce status quos or be co-opted to justify questionable agendas. Despite these controversies, the influence of philosophy is undeniable. Philosophies not only shape academic and theoretical landscapes, but also seep into the everyday actions and policies that define human existence. The cross-pollination of philosophical ideas often leads to new movements and innovations, demonstrating the interconnectedness of different philosophical schools and their relevance to contemporary challenges. Overall, philosophical influence threads through human progress, continuously challenging us to rethink and reimagine our world. It serves as the crucible of our collective conscience, driving forward the narrative of civilizations from the time of Plato, through the Enlightenment, and into the complexities of the present day. The outline heading, From Plato to Present, Philosophies that Set the World Alight, introduces a broad exploration of philosophical ideas that have profoundly influenced human thought and societal development throughout history. Philosophy, derived from the Greek term meaning love of wisdom, encompasses the study of fundamental questions surrounding existence, knowledge, values, reason, and ethics. It is a reflection on the complex nature of human experience, and its importance lies in shaping cultural, political, and intellectual landscapes. A significant aspect of this broad topic is the impact of philosophical thought on societal constructs and personal worldviews. For instance, Plato's theory of forms emphasized the existence of abstract, perfect versions of objects and ideas, influencing Christian theology and Western metaphysics. Similarly, modern philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and his existentialism have provoked discussions on individuality and freedom, challenging traditional perceptions of purpose and morality. Two prime examples that illustrate this point include the adoption of Platonic ideals in Western educational systems, which prioritize critical thinking and the pursuit of truth, concepts derived from Platonic philosophy. Additionally, Sartre's existentialist views propelled existential psychotherapy, a practice that emphasizes finding personal meaning and responsibility in one's life circumstances. Support for the enduring influence of philosophy is found in the works of contemporary thinkers who argue that philosophical inquiry is essential for examining contemporary issues such as artificial intelligence, bioethics, and environmental ethics. These are areas where philosophical scrutiny continues to illuminate debates, offering frameworks for understanding complex moral landscapes. Nevertheless, challenges and controversies arise from philosophical doctrines, particularly regarding their application and interpretation in diverse cultural contexts. For example, criticisms of existentialism suggest it may lead to nihilism or moral relativism, while others argue that Plato's idealism is impractical in a tangible, ever-changing world. Overall, the philosophies that have endured from Plato to the present are deeply interwoven into the fabric of global intellectual and cultural evolution. They inspire analysis and dialogue, promoting a deeper understanding of human nature and our place in the universe. These philosophies not only influence existing ideologies, but also fuel future inquiries, creating a continuum of thought that persists in guiding societal progress and personal development. In this way, philosophical discourse becomes a catalyst, setting the world alight with ideas that probe the very essence of human existence and purpose. Classical foundations, Plato and Aristotle, refers to the philosophical groundwork laid by two of the most influential ancient Greek thinkers, whose ideas continue to resonate throughout the modern world. Plato, a student of Socrates, focused on the realm of forms, which he believed were the true realities behind the physical world we perceive. He advocated for a society governed by philosopher kings, guided by wisdom and reason. In contrast, his student Aristotle emphasized empirical observation and logic, developing a comprehensive system that sought to classify knowledge into different disciplines. Together, these foundations established pivotal philosophical inquiries into ethics, politics, metaphysics, and epistemology. The significance of Plato and Aristotle's contributions to philosophy cannot be overstated. They introduced paradigms that have shaped Western thought for centuries, functioning as a bedrock from which subsequent philosophies have emerged or reacted against. Plato's theories have influenced the development of ideals such as justice, equality, and governance that underpin modern democratic societies. Aristotle's empirical methods laid the groundwork for scientific inquiry and rational analysis that drive contemporary research and discovery. Real-world applications of their ideas are abundant. Plato's thoughts on governance have inspired political systems that value educated leadership and moral integrity, evident in drafting constitutions and envisioning ideal states. Meanwhile, Aristotle's promotion of ethics is reflected in virtue ethics, a branch of moral philosophy that prioritizes character building and personal virtue in decision-making processes, impacting fields such as business ethics and public policy. Philosophers and scholars often support these ideas, considering Plato's and Aristotle's works as cornerstones of philosophical education. Thinkers like Alfred North Whitehead famously remarked that the safest general characterization of the European philosophical tradition is that it consists of a series of footnotes to Plato. Challenges to their philosophies include controversies surrounding Plato's idealism, critiqued for detaching too far from practical realities, and Aristotle's sometimes outdated biological theories, which modern science has since disproven. Alternative viewpoints come from existentialists and empiricists, who offer different frameworks for understanding reality and human experience. Despite differing opinions, the ideas of Plato and Aristotle remain influential. Their impact extends into modern philosophy, politics, science, and education, affecting everything from the fundamentals of quantum theory to ethical debates in Parliament. These classical foundations essentially engage with and influence the continuum of philosophical thought from ancient to contemporary times, setting the world alight with ideas and principles that continue to shape our understanding of the human condition. The heading, From Plato to Present, Philosophies that Set the World Alight, suggests an exploration of influential philosophical ideas spanning from antiquity to contemporary thought. At its core, this concept highlights the enduring power of philosophical inquiry to shape human understanding, society, and culture over millennia. It emphasizes the continuum of thought that begins with ancient philosophers like Plato, who laid down foundational ideas about reality, ethics, and knowledge, through to modern-day thinkers who continue to grapple with these enduring questions in new contexts. The significance of this point is profound. Philosophies introduced by figures such as Plato laid the groundwork for Western thought by introducing concepts such as Platonic idealism, the notion that non-material abstract forms, and not the material world, represent the most accurate reality. This idea has influenced countless areas, from metaphysics to political theory, propelling discussions about what constitutes a just society, a dialogue that directly informed the development of democratic institutions. In terms of real-world applications, consider the influence of Platonic philosophy on the structure of modern educational systems, which often emphasize the pursuit of truth and critical thinking based on reason and dialogue, a reflection of Platonic dialogues. Another example is in governance. The American founding fathers drew from Enlightenment thinkers who, in turn, were influenced by Greco-Roman thought, showing a philosophical lineage that underscores the creation of democratic structures and the notion of the republic. Opinions supporting this idea emphasize the enduring relevance of philosophical debates initiated by ancient thinkers. Many scholars argue that revisiting these philosophical discussions provides crucial insights into contemporary moral and ethical dilemmas, such as privacy in the digital age, or bioethics, demonstrating that these ancient philosophies continue to resonate and provide guidance. There are, however, potential challenges and controversies. Some argue that the veneration of traditional Western philosophies can overshadow or marginalize non-Western perspectives, thereby limiting a more diverse philosophical discourse. Moreover, the abstract nature of these philosophies can sometimes clash with the pragmatic demands of modern society, leading to debates about their applicability. Despite these challenges, the flow of ideas from Plato to present fundamentally influences other aspects of the main topic by providing a continuous dialogue that merges old wisdom with new understanding. This concept underscores the transformative power of philosophical thought throughout history, demonstrating its capacity to ignite change and illuminate the path to future innovations.